Breaking news from Starbase. SpaceX has just completed the final preparations for what could be their most ambitious Starship test flight yet. The mighty spacecraft stands ready, silhouetted against the Texas sky, as engineers put the finishing touches on a mission that could revolutionize space travel as we know it. But that's not all that's making waves in the space industry today. While SpaceX pushes the boundaries of orbital flight, Blue Origin has revealed their latest crew for an upcoming New Shepard mission. And halfway across the world, China is unveiling plans that could reshape the future of lunar exploration. In an unprecedented display of operational prowess, SpaceX is about to attempt something remarkable. 4 launches in just 48 hours. 1 Starship and 3 Falcon 9 missions will take off from launch sites spanning from Texas to Florida to California, showcasing the company's incredible capacity to push the boundaries of what's possible. The upcoming Starship test flight is packed with groundbreaking objectives. SpaceX will attempt to catch the massive Super Heavy booster with the launch tower's arms, a feat that could transform rocket reusability forever. Meanwhile, Starship itself will aim for a controlled vertical landing, test a modified heat shield, and perform crucial engine relights in space. The mission's preparation has been meticulous. From the innovative detonation suppression system test to the successful integration checks, every detail has been carefully refined. The stage is set for what could be a historic moment in aerospace history. Welcome to Elon Musk 24 Hours, where we bring you the latest developments in space exploration and innovation. Let's dive right in. The early morning silence at Starbase was broken by the distinctive sound of venting gases, the first signal that something big was about to happen. At 10:40 a.m. CDT, SpaceX engineers initiated what would become one of their most crucial integration tests yet. As liquid oxygen and methane began flowing into the massive tanks, a beautiful layer of frost started forming on the spacecraft's exterior, nature's way of confirming that the loading process was proceeding as planned. This wasn't just any ordinary test. The Super Heavy booster's tanks were strategically filled to 1/3 capacity, while Starship's tanks were loaded with precise measurements: 50% liquid oxygen and 33% methane. Each percentage point was carefully calculated to achieve the perfect balance needed for the upcoming flight test. The successful completion of these propellant loading operations marked a significant milestone in SpaceX's preparation sequence. Elon Musk's announcement that Tuesday's flight shows promising prospects sent ripples of excitement through the space community. But what makes Flight 6 so special? Let's break down the unprecedented challenges and innovations this mission brings to the table. First, there's the ambitious attempt to catch the Super Heavy booster using the launch tower's mechanical arms, dubbed the Chopsticks. Picture this: a 230-foot-tall rocket booster descending from the edge of space needs to precisely position itself between 2 giant mechanical arms. It's like trying to thread a needle while skydiving, except the needle is the size of a skyscraper. This maneuver isn't just for show, it represents a fundamental shift in how we think about rocket recovery and reuse. Meanwhile, Starship itself will attempt something equally challenging: a controlled vertical landing. The spacecraft will need to survive the intense heat of atmospheric re-entry, maintain stability through varying air densities, and touch down with the precision of a ballet dancer. The modified heat shield being tested during this flight features enhanced thermal protection systems designed to withstand temperatures that could melt steel. But perhaps the most technically demanding aspect of Flight 6 is the planned in-space engine relight. This capability is crucial for future missions to the Moon and Mars, where spacecraft will need to restart their engines multiple times during long-duration flights. The engineering team has implemented sophisticated propellant management systems to ensure the engines can reliably reignite in the zero-gravity environment of space. What sets this mission apart from previous attempts is its timing. Unlike earlier tests conducted in challenging visibility conditions, Flight 6 is scheduled for broad daylight. This timing isn't just about putting on a good show. It's a strategic decision that will allow SpaceX's observation teams to gather unprecedented visual data about the vehicle's performance during every critical phase of flight. Speaking of observation, SpaceX has deployed an impressive array of monitoring systems. Their aircraft have already begun patrolling the Starbase area, while specially equipped ships are positioning themselves in the Indian Ocean near southern Indonesia. These vessels aren't just there to watch, they're carrying sophisticated tracking equipment that will help maintain communication with Starship during its journey across the globe. The daylight landing zone near Indonesia has been carefully chosen to coincide with local sunrise conditions. This timing will provide optimal visibility for tracking Starship's descent and splashdown, allowing engineers to gather crucial data about the vehicle's performance during one of the most challenging phases of flight. In an unprecedented display of operational capability, SpaceX is attempting something that would have seemed impossible just a few years ago: 4 launches within a 48-hour window. While Starship takes center stage in Texas, 3 Falcon 9 rockets stand ready on launch pads in Florida and California. This ambitious schedule demonstrates SpaceX's evolution from a company that once struggled to launch a single rocket to one that can now coordinate multiple launches across the country with clockwork precision. The preparation for Flight 6 has been meticulous. Booster 13's flight termination system is already installed, though Starship's system installation remains pending. This might require a brief destacking operation, a process that SpaceX has refined to an art form through repeated practice. Engineers are conducting thorough inspections of the booster's grid fins, which will guide its descent with the precision of a gymnast's movements. The hot staging mechanism represents another leap forward in rocket technology. By igniting Starship's engines before the booster shuts down, SpaceX is pushing the boundaries of traditional rocket staging methods. This technique, while more complex, offers significant performance benefits that could prove crucial for future deep space missions. Looking ahead to 2024, SpaceX's ambitions show no signs of slowing down. The company has set a target of 25 Starship launches, an average of 1 every 2 weeks. These missions will focus on developing critical capabilities like in-space refueling and lunar landing techniques. Each launch will build upon the lessons learned from Flight 6, creating a rapid cycle of innovation that continues to accelerate humanity's path to becoming a multiplanetary species. While Starship prepares for its next giant leap, Blue Origin is maintaining its steady pace with suborbital flights. The company recently announced their crew for NS-28, their 28th New Shepard mission. Among the 6-member crew are returning astronauts Sharon and Mark Hagel, who first flew on NS-20 in March 2022. Their fellow crew members bring diverse expertise to the mission: Emily Calandrelli, an MIT-educated engineer and science communicator; Austin Little, a risk management professional; J.D. Russell, an entrepreneur; and Hank Wolfen, CEO of Bayshore Capital. Meanwhile, China's space program is making bold moves of its own. Their announced 2028 mission to send a humanoid spacecraft to the Moon's South Pole represents a significant escalation in the modern space race. This innovative spacecraft design, featuring a 4-legged lander and a 4-wheeled rover with a humanoid upper body, could revolutionize how we explore and utilize lunar resources. China's mission, designated Chang'e 8, will focus on testing advanced resource utilization technologies at the Moon's South Pole, a region known to contain valuable water ice deposits. This location choice isn't random. It's part of a broader strategy to establish an international lunar research station by the 2030s, potentially challenging NASA's Artemis program for lunar dominance. As we stand on the brink of these historic moments in space exploration, it's clear that the competition between private companies and national space agencies is driving innovation at an unprecedented pace. SpaceX's ambitious Starship test flight, Blue Origin's continuing commitment to commercial spaceflight, and China's bold lunar plans all point to one undeniable truth: the space frontier is expanding faster than ever before. The success of Flight 6 could mark a pivotal moment in human spaceflight. With its revolutionary catching mechanism, advanced heat shield testing, and ambitious multi-launch schedule, SpaceX is not just pushing boundaries. They're completely redefining what's possible in space exploration. This is more than just a test flight. It's a glimpse into a future where reusable rockets are the norm, where multiple launches happen within hours of each other, and where humanity's reach extends far beyond Earth's orbit. As we continue to track these developments at Elon Musk 24 Hours, we're not just reporting news, we're documenting history in the making. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the latest developments in space exploration, Make sure to hit that like button and share this video with fellow space enthusiasts. Your engagement helps us continue bringing you the most up-to-date and accurate coverage of SpaceX and space industry news. Subscribe to Elon Musk 24 Hours and click the notification bell to stay informed about all the latest developments, including live coverage of the upcoming Starship launch. Drop your thoughts and predictions about Flight 6 in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective on this historic mission. This is Elon Musk 24 Hours, where space innovation meets history. Until next time, keep watching the skies. Breaking news from China's space industry. A massive steel tower rises 150 meters into the sky, its mechanical arms poised to grasp rockets from thin air. If you're thinking this sounds exactly like SpaceX's Mechazilla system, you're not alone. But this isn't a SpaceX facility. This is Cosmo Leap, China's latest venture into the space race. And they've just unveiled something that has the entire aerospace industry talking. In a bold move that's raising eyebrows across the global space sector, this Chinese startup has revealed what appears to be a near-perfect replica of SpaceX's revolutionary launch and catch system. With its towering height and distinctive chopstick arms, the resemblance is unmistakable. We're looking at a system that mirrors SpaceX's design down to roughly 90% of its features. But here's where things get interesting. Cosmo Leap isn't just copying the launch tower. Take a look at their proposed rocket design, a fascinating hybrid that combines elements from both Falcon 9 and Starship. We're talking carbon fiber construction, grid fins for steering, and a distinctive 9-engine configuration arranged in that familiar octagonal pattern that SpaceX enthusiasts know all too well. The question isn't just whether these systems will work, it's about the broader implications for the future of space exploration and the intensifying competition between the United States and China in the race to dominate the final frontier. Welcome to Elon Musk 24 Hours, where we bring you the latest developments in the space industry. Let's dive right in. In the sprawling industrial landscape of China, a new space race is unfolding, one that's pushing the boundaries not just of technology, but of innovation ethics itself. Let's break down exactly what's happening at Cosmo Leap and why it's sending shockwaves through the aerospace community. The tower that mirrors Mechazilla, standing at an imposing 150 meters, Cosmo Leap's launch tower isn't just tall, it's a statement of intent. The engineering team has incorporated dual steel arms that bear an uncanny resemblance to SpaceX's famous Chopsticks system. These arms are designed to perform a complex dance, lifting, stacking, and, most ambitiously, catching rockets during their descent. But here's where things get concerning. Our analysis of the facility's location reveals something SpaceX would never attempt. The tower is surrounded by high-rise buildings and civilian infrastructure. Industry experts have pointed out that this positioning violates basic safety protocols that most space agencies consider fundamental. The hybrid rocket mystery. The true fascination lies in Cosmo Leap's rocket design. Picture this. A carbon fiber exterior that echoes the Falcon 9's proven durability, topped with precision-engineered grid fins that could have been lifted straight from SpaceX's blueprints. But the real story is at the base. 9 engines arranged in an octagonal pattern, a configuration that's become synonymous with SpaceX's success. What's particularly bold about this approach is that Cosmo Leap isn't waiting to see if SpaceX's innovations actually work before copying them. They're betting billions on unproven technology, a strategy that's either brilliantly confident or dangerously naive. Lessons from recent failures. The risks of this approach became painfully clear during the Chang'e 3 incident. The rocket, developed by Space Pioneer, another Chinese space company, lost control during testing and ignited a nearby mountainside. This wasn't just a technical failure. It was a stark reminder of what happens when complex systems are replicated without understanding their fundamental principles. The incident has striking parallels to SpaceX's own learning curve with the orbital launch Mount OLM. But while SpaceX spent years perfecting their system through careful iteration, Chinese companies appear to be taking dangerous shortcuts. The Changlong 3's launch stand bore remarkable similarities to Starship's OLM, but lacked crucial safety features that SpaceX considers non-negotiable. The spacesuit saga. But the story doesn't end with rockets and launch towers. In a move that caught the attention of Elon Musk himself, China recently unveiled a new spacesuit for their planned moon missions. The design bears such striking similarities to both Axiom and SpaceX's EVA suits that Musk's single-word response, "crazy," spoke volumes. This suit is part of China's ambitious plan to put taikonauts on the moon by 2030. They're targeting the lunar South Pole, the same region NASA has in its sights. But while NASA partners with private companies and international space agencies, China is building its own parallel program, the International Lunar Research Station, IL.